Okay, this is how it all sets up eventually, although there's one last finishing touch to do. So that's the join with the waterproof tape on it, and these are the, what do we call these, cable guides that run, you know, as far down the mast as we can. All these are just held on by this tape at the moment, but I'm going to run some, it's probably 2 or 3 inch tape, 2 inch I think tape over that all. That needs an O-ring and the grease in it to seal it up. That really needs to be waterproof. And this is how we've taped on the aerial, and the aerial does need to be at the front of the board in this situation, because we tried it on the back of the board, and on the back of the board, when you take off, the nose comes up and the tail goes underwater, and so you lose contact, you lose communication. And we've used some of that, I don't know what it's called, that super duper Velcro stuff on that, because basically every time you take this thing off the board, you've got to take this. So this is a job you've got to do every time you go out, if you're taking all this off the board. If you leave it all connected, you can do it. You do need to have all this together and tested it before you bolt it onto the board, because once you tighten down these bolts, you don't want to go pushing that front half onto that the back half, because it tightens this box down and you can't push it on. So you need to put all this together. So test the battery to start with, make sure it's all working. You need to push that on and then bolt it all down. It's a bit tricky getting the bolts in and lining them all up, but once you've done it a few times, it's not too bad. But what I'm going to do now is just go over this this narrow tape and tape it all up, so that there's hopefully less drag if I do a nice neat job of it. And then we're going to go out in the water. This is our second day going out. I had actually too much cable here. I ordered the cable at a certain length, and I ordered it too long, unfortunately, so I've had to circle the excess cable here and tape it down, which is unfortunate. But I've got it down the bottom of the mast so that you can come up and you don't have to pump, you can just foil drive around really well. Okay, that's it for now. Okay, this is our local kite surfing beach, North Shore, in Geelong. So it's on the north shore of Corio Bay, and Andre didn't have the remote, so I'm taking him the remote. But this is where we launch kites from, and it's a bit sketchy, to be honest, launching kites off the hill there with that brick wall in front of you as you're launching a kite. So this is all much more civilised, going out on these things, much safer. One remote. He's going. Up on his feet, cruising along. Up on foil. So this is our second day. We went out yesterday on the foils. Well, on this one, 7 Larky unit on my duotone board, but it was a much stronger onshore wind yesterday, and so it was pretty rough. It was pretty sort of hard to get up on the board to start with and everything, so we came down again today to do this. Andre's he's a very experienced kite foiler, and this is his second day on this, but it's much better conditions today. And we hadn't really figured out what how to use a remote control properly yesterday, but we figured it out today, and we did much better understanding how the remote control works, and it's really good. I really like the remote control. So Andre's getting up to a nice height there, cruising along, turning, having the occasional crash.
Side turn. he's doing pretty well. I went out after Andre and I did quite well today compared with yesterday. I really struggled yesterday.
Yeah, he was aiming to get it up to full power while he was out there, and I think he might be on full power now. He's moving pretty quickly. Oh, and he's down.
He got up to 25 kilometres an hour.